Okay, in closing, let me just cover what we've talked about earlier. First of all, the most important drill that we start off with every day is the shuffle drill. The shuffle drill teaches your young athletes or our young athletes how to plant off the proper foot, barely graze the grass, but being able to plant, stand in a football position, nose over your toes, bend in the ankles and the knees, but being able to plant off that outside foot, all the things that you need. Defensive backs have to be able to move laterally, have to be able to plant and change, and it has to be done on a reaction. Receivers make you react. So I always use a ball to play wide out to move them in the shuffle. What's next? Understanding the motor, how to motor out, how to inch out, 6-inch steps, stand down. Eyes are on the belt buckle and thighs. Why? Because the hips and knees turn outside. Shoulders can do everything else. Hips and knees, if you stay in this area, belt buckle down to the hips, you'll see it open up outside. You'll see them open up to your right, open up to your left. The hip area also tells you what a receiver's doing. If you ever watched a sprinter, I have a copy of a group running an 100-yard dash, and I showed them the guys running 100, and we looked at guys and we said, look at them and watch your hips. You can see the hips on a plane path, and they're sprinting, their forms down. And then you say, guys, can they run that speed and at the same time stop and run a curl or run an out or run a comeback or break off and run a post? Easier to run a post. The hips have to drop and come under control. So therefore, we have to teach our players that when the hips drop, we have to drop. So there has to be a constant training of the hip action. What is the wide out doing? And as you move forward past that, as your guys mature, teach them the depths of routes. You know, a curl route can't be run at 20 yards. You know, a curl route can't be run at 6 yards. I don't teach hitches because teams don't throw hitch routes in the press coverage. So if a guy stutters his feet at 5 to 6 yards, he's running a stutter and go. He's trying to take you out of it. If the hips drop 10 to 12, most of the time that's going to be curls or comebacks. So you know what the stem is. Understand that the hip area, when a receiver's hips drop, that receiver is coming under control to make a break to the outside or make a break to the left, make a break to the right, come back. Anything that's thrown underneath, he's making that stem. So understand the hip drops are most important. Third, understand that when you're playing bump and run, if you understand the splits, and if you understand the splits and you understand that an over split is going to be an inside route and a tight split, most of the time it's going to be a fade ball because they're not going to throw comebacks and outs in the press coverage. That if you understand on the outside release and the hips are normal, if you can turn and understand, get your head around. Get your head around a position to where you lean and you fade and you play the quarterback as the ball is being thrown. Understanding, having a general knowledge is so important in playing bump and run, press coverage. As again, this tape dealt with press man coverage, motoring out. I showed a little bit of how you can play it aggressive. There are some techniques that we work when playing some aggressive stuff, but understand that if you can motor and keep your body between you and the receiver and not let him upfield, the longer you can do that, you've eliminated his route. Hope you got something out of the video, and if you get a chance, come visit us sometime. Thank you.